With each day, a new record is set as asylum seekers try to reach Western Europe before Hungary seals its border. As EU ministers prepare for an emergency summit to deal with the crisis, tens of thousands have rallied as part of a day of action in support of the asylum seekers. In London, demonstrators marched on the Prime Minister's residence, calling for Britain to accept more people fleeing war. But in Poland, scuffles broke out when far-right nationalists held a counter-demonstration against the influx of refugees. Well, as we've witnessed for weeks now, the mass movement of asylum seekers shows no sign of ending. Tonight in our special report, we follow some of them on their long path through Europe. The journey begins in Greece and continues north through Macedonia and Serbia and into Hungary, before the final leg to Austria and beyond. Tonight, ABC correspondents Mary Gearan and Barbara Miller are at key points along the route. But we start on the beaches of Greece with the ABC's Sophie McNeil.
The moment of relief.
Thank you very much.
Men where?
Huh?
Men where?
In Syria.
Syria. After what could have been days or even weeks of travelling, these people have just gotten off a boat and stepped onto European soil for the first time. It's the beginning of what's going to be a very long journey.
They all paid a smuggler around $1,200 each for their seat, but had to first get past the Turkish police and Coast Guard.
I'm planning on going to Germany as my sons are there. I hope I make it.
Greek authorities aren't stopping the boats, but they aren't exactly laying out the welcome mat either.
Where did you sleep?
Sleep?
You sleeping?
No. Walking.
Just walking?
Okay.
It was an over 20-kilometre walk, 30-degree heat, and many of them were carrying children on the way. Nowhere was provided for them to sleep last night, so they just slept on the side of the road. Médecins Sans Frontières, the NGO, has now sent a bus to pick them up, and they're going to be going to the main town where they're going to try and board a ferry to mainland Europe as soon as they can.
But it's mayhem in town.
We're waiting to buy tickets and they said there are none today or even tomorrow. I hope, God willing, we will find tickets.
And while they wait, conditions at the port are dire.
The situation was awful. I'm starving. I didn't have any food.
From here, the refugees will move north. They'll take buses, trains, and they'll walk through Kosovo, Macedonia, and Serbia. Our Europe correspondent, Barbara Miller, is on the Serbian-Hungarian border, a major pressure point on this journey.
That's right, and as the prospect of stricter border controls looms, people here are becoming increasingly concerned that the chance to get to the place they've travelled so far to reach could be slipping away.
Hungary is closing its border, bringing in the chain gang to help.
For many, this is where the journey from Serbia into Hungary begins. This camp at the town of Kanizsa, about 20 kilometres from the border.
The bus there costs €5 a head, another expense in this long journey.
Very expensive, yes, very expensive.
Only take the money, only taxi, bus, train.
Nesrine from Syria is travelling with her children and several young male relatives.
You're the boss here?
Yes, I'm boss.
What's your destination, Germany?
Inshallah, Germany or Sweden, I don't know.
They're dropped off close to the border.
This way, and then you will see the police, they will bring you to camps.
Okay, thank you.
This section can only be covered by foot. It's about a 2-kilometre walk from the end of the road in Serbia down to Hungary.
Some get cold feet and turn back. Nesrine decides to cross.
I feeling, I don't know what English.
Nervous?
Yes,
worried?
Yes.
Tens of thousands have made this trek in recent months. Some are opportunistic. Many feel they have no other choice.
They may have crossed this border, but for these asylum seekers, there's still a long way to go. Since they arrived in Greece, they've managed not to be fingerprinted. If the Hungarian authorities formally register them, they fear they may have to remain here. But if they can get to Austria or Germany, they can stay there until their claims are processed. Mary Gearan is in Budapest, where for many, the final leg of the long journey through Europe begins.
And this is Budapest's main railway station. For most migrants and refugees, Hungary is just a stepping stone to more prosperous nations like Austria and Germany. And for them, a ticket on these trains is a ticket to that new life.
They're exhausted but desperate to leave.
To impose control and avoid the chaotic scenes of recent weeks, you can see how Hungarian police are controlling the movements of the people onto the platform, keeping them behind these fences here and just letting them through one group at a time.
Syrian Mahmoud Al-Taha and his family made a dangerous sea crossing, dreaming of Germany or Britain. This crowded carriage feels like victory.
We are comfortable now and feeling rest, and safe.
The hurdles keep coming. Austria has stopped trains from Hungary. The group must now trek another 45 minutes to the border. They walk, not knowing what awaits them. The rumour is they'll be kept in Hungary.
Freedom.
Soon they see their target.
And now we're walking into the Austrian processing place and look at the crowds of people who are still waiting to leave.
But the joy of the newcomers is clear.
He's happy, very happy.
The travellers receive medical aid, clothes and food. But they don't want to stay.
These people have been waiting here for an hour or so. They were hoping to get taxis from here and the police were holding them back, but now they've run away.
The police end up calling in more taxis to clear the crowd.
€100.
But many can't afford the fare. Hundreds now wait, uncertain of where authorities will take them, but happy.
I feel I arrived to the place which I can build a new life for my children.
No matter how they're travelling, for these people the end is in sight to their search for sanctuary. But there are thousands more back in Greece willing to take exactly the same path in hope of a better life.
For so many more, the journey is yet to begin.